if you're thinking about getting one of these BMSs and then you want to extend the Bluetooth module or take it out of a casing or, like this is what you need to do. These two connections here, what were they? P11 and MOSI, I think it is. MOSI isn't used for some reason. Usually is. What have we got else? There's the UART ones, transmit and receive. That one I pulled the pad off, so I've had to take it off there, sadly. That one's ground at the top. Yeah, that's VCC. That one, the third one's reset. So they're all the pins that you need. In actual fact, I've got 2 grounds going on there. You don't need the 2 grounds, just the one. But there you go. So what I'm going to do is bath that in epoxy just to make damn sure that nothing moves. It works fine. So I'm now going to coat it. So that, it's a bit thick, but hey-oh, it does the job. There's an LED there. Where is it? There. I know I've covered it, but it don't matter. So that's going to set now, and then I can do the same with the Bluetooth module. This is going to work out better than I thought, actually. My electronics, this is my 20 amp 12 volt regulator, which I'm going to be using. Obviously the Sabotons there. The rest of my electronics, I can book that up to there and put the rest of my electronics along here. So this is actually looking a lot more promising than I thought. I'm going to have to leave some room there to get the cables through and everything. Obviously I've got these cables as well. Before anybody thinks it, the BMS is going to go on top of the battery because it's going to be removable. It's got to go there, it can't go anywhere else. And then the main 2 power wires off the battery can then plug into here somewhere, I think. Yeah, if I can get some waterproof connectors, the battery wires can just come straight down. I can just plug them in. All I need is 2, one on either side. Oh, this is, I like it when a plan comes together, although there was no plan. I'm just winging it. I could actually mount that there and put my electronics there, I don't know. Oh, this is looking promising. You're probably not going to be able to see this because of the glare, but this is the definitive layout. Up here is the crossbar. Can you see it? Is it better drawing it on there? I'll draw it on this side and show you. This is the crossbar. This is going to be bent. We'll say that this one is the... Is it the left or the right? The left. So that's the front. There's the crossbar. That's going to be bent 90 degrees that way. This is the down tube. That's actually, the top line is where the down tube is. The bottom one is where I'm going to cut it, and that's going to be bent up 90 degrees this way. This is where the battery lays. Obviously it doesn't lay here, but this is where the battery actually comes to. Now this line here is the pedal arch. It's the pedal arch. So the battery actually comes behind the pedal, but because of the way that I've laid the batteries, which is, and I've got none here, I've just measured it. But the battery is like that. There is actually about 5mm clearance. It's not the pedal itself that touches it, it's the crank, the crank arm piece. No, not the pedal on the end. It's that crank piece that actually misses that by about 5mm on the swing. So I've had to raise this 20mm. That doesn't look straight, I know, because I've cut that piece. That actually goes across the other side of the crossbar. That's going to be bent. and then I'm going to get the other side and I'm going to plate the two together and pop rivet them. Don't know yet. Sorry about the noise in the background, it's my printer. I'm just designing. This is a completely botched bloody version. Oh god, my leg's still hurting. That didn't work out. I was printing it wrong, in the wrong orientation, and anyway, it's just a test one anyway to see if it fits, and it fits perfectly around there. This is the BMS, obviously. I've got a fan running on it so as I can balance these cells, which is now down to 4 millivolts. Lovely. So that's balancing. This is starting to hit home the reality of the size of this battery. It's bloody humongous. The BMS is wired up. The temperature sensors are all wired up, which you can see 4 temperature sensors there. So that's all done. This battery is just to run that fan, that's all. I'm testing this just to see if there's any difference, and it does make a bit of a difference. This is on the balance side, but I've got a copper bus bar coming that I can use directly on the resistors, I hope anyway, and see if that actually cools it down a lot better. I need to get this sorted, and I've said it times many before, it's the heart of the project. Everything's got to fit around the battery mountings and where the battery hangs. It is just everything orientates around this, so I've got to get this done first. These bits are taking about 5 hours a piece to print. I'm doing another one in that it's that orientation, but I've had to use support material here, which will stop that warping. That was just bloody ridiculous. I've had to thicken that up as well because that was very, very thin. So that's taking about 5 hours. The next one will take about 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, and then an hour for that one. Whatever. So that's all I can do, unfortunately. Printer's still going. 5 hours so far. It's doing my head in. As you can see, I'm just checking the charge circuit to make sure everything's working fine. It's pumping in 2.4 amps, and the cells, although it's actually balancing, I don't know why it's balancing. So change, where is it now? Under voltage, over voltage, power under voltage, cut off. I'll change all those. Balance start voltage, if I change that to 4 volts, 4.0, and the BMS bleeps. Okay, so it's now shut down the balance thing. I just want to make sure that when I'm pumping it in, I'm not actually getting too much difference on the voltages on the cells, on the banks. What do you mean wait? So this is the problem, because I'm governed by the BMS outputs these codes, and I don't know what the hell they mean. I'm going to charge this so as the lowest voltage is 3.7 volts, and then I should be able to bring the cells down so as it's in a storage voltage, which is going to take quite a while by the looks of it. Printer's still going. Can you hear it? Getting my head in. Well, the only thing I can do is sit down. I'm standing up only to take a video, and then I've got to sit down again because my back, sorry for moaning, but it is bloody painful. While I can sit down, while I've been useless, I've been doing things that have been annoying me, or that did annoy me with version 2. One of the things was on the BMS, the beeper, because it's always encased in something, you can't hear it. So I've extended it. It's quite simple actually. You've got to be careful not to rip the pads off, but there's only the 2 back connections. So if I look at it that way, the one on the right is positive and the one on the left is negative, and the front 2 are just earth. Well, they're not actually connected, so you can bloody rip them off if you want. It's just the back right and the back left, and then all you do is you just put it on. So I've done that. As I've shown you, I've already done the Bluetooth that's all done. I've put a connector on the other side of the battery for the series link, so that can be linked in. All this is wired up. I don't think there's anything else I can do now apart from sit down.